All right, sir. I'm gonna ask you first. So, who do I have here with me today?
My name's Dave.
Dave. Nice to meet you, Dave.
Nice to meet you, man.
What about you, ma'am?
I'm Julie.
Julie. Nice to meet you. Although I've met you before.
Yeah.
I gotta ask this. You don't have to ask. You don't have to answer. But I gotta ask this. How old are you, and what's your current living situation, Julie?
I am 39 years old, and this tent right behind me is my current living situation.
And what about for you, my man?
I just turned 42 and I live here too.
All right.
Thank you.
So how long have you guys been homeless or displaced, as I like to say?
Structurally challenged.
Structurally challenged. I like that. I like that.
I'm an urban camping enthusiast.
Urban camping enthusiast. Yo, that's swag.
Yeah.
I'm still in that, my dude. That's.
But
I like that. But go ahead, go.
on and off since about 2018.
2018. So
For me, at least, out here in
I'm
Arizona.
gonna play devil's advocate, man. Some would say that's a long time, man. So have you used any resources, or have you used anything that they try to offer, like rapid rehousing? Have you tried to use any of these things that they so-called try to help people with?
Yeah, we have. We've done the shelter thing. I help.
Which is hardly a shelter program. No, because when you think of shelter, you think of, somewhere where you sleep at night, you have some belongings, or you have a little bit of a personal space. But the iHelp program,
You're in a church, different
it's
church.
a different church every night.
Yeah.
You sleep on mats.
You have to be in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and not that that's, now, like, we think about that program now, and it sounds great, hot meal every day, sleep every night. But at the time, we didn't know up from down. We didn't know. Everything seemed so far away. Like, we didn't know what bus to take where. Like, they didn't really tell us much. And by way of, like, sometimes we didn't even know, like, how to get or where the church that night was located. They didn't really help us that much in that regard. However, since then, the last time we spoke with someone about that program, it seems like they've gotten ironed out the wrinkles, and there's a little bit more structure to it. So it was a thought of ours about trying it again, but at the same time, we other things have popped up in life, and might have to take a different route to.
And that's just how it works. Sometimes certain things in life can change the trajectory of where things go, how things go, and where things flow. Is that true?
Absolutely.
You got a beautiful cat on your lap there. Would you care to elaborate where and when did you get that cat?
Okay, so her name is Cleocatra. She is an Egyptian mouse, so I went with the theme. But I acquired her. He went to jail in October, October 22nd. It was 3 days before my birthday. We hadn't been apart at that time for more than 30 days, which was the one and only time we were apart more than like 2 days. We spent every day together for the past 7 years. I was lost. I was wandering around. It was actually at one of the feeds. It was the Thanksgiving feed at a church over on Priest. A friend of mine was telling me that she got our other friends this cat, and had I seen her yet? And she brought her over to me, and I was holding her, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you have to come show him." So I walked over and to show him, and he turns to me and he says, "There's no way that's the first time you've ever held that cat." Benny.
Wow.
He was at the walk, right? And I was like, "Why?" And she was looking up at me, and she had a little paw on my face, and she was just looking up at me, it's silent. And he asked me if I wanted to keep her for the night, and I wasn't gonna say no. And I've had her ever since. But she actually pretty much saved me during his time while he was in jail, because I finally she gave me purpose now. Like, I now had something else to care for, another life to, and she just kept me like, she reinvigorated
you. Just
She brought me
until
back
he
a lot.
came home.
Yeah. Talk about an
Yeah.
emotional support animal. This animal is, I don't know, she's special. She really is. I know everyone says that about their animals, but when have you ever seen a cat wear a hoodie, and walk on a leash? You know what I mean? Like, she's special.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that happened for
Yeah.
you like that. And I'm glad that,
I told myself I was never going to get another cat after we lost our last
Yeah.
cat last year. But she found me. I didn't seek a cat. She found me.
well, and there it is there. But anyway, I'm glad that happened for you and you were able to wait for him because of that. And you were and it gave you the strength and the power and the willpower to be able to wait for the one that you really been waiting for. If you don't mind me asking, sir, how long did you do in jail?
It's like 100 days, something like that.
How many days?
Like 103 or something like that.
Why do they even give people 100? Like, who would do something stupid like that? Can I ask you something, man?
Yeah.
I heard something wild today, and I don't know if it's true. Do they charge you to be in jail now? Please tell me that ain't true.
I hope not. The food's not very good.
Man, so I hope not.
I don't know.
I hear all kinds of things about.
I hear they charge you like $13 a day, some bullshit, but
I also
I
hear
don't
you're
think it's
supposed to
true.
get everything you ever spend in jail back too. So I
Yeah, you
hear all
hear
rumors.
different stuff,
Yeah.
If they do charge you, checks in the mail,
Yeah.
No, if they do charge
Can't
you,
lie.
mine's going to collections. 'Cause
Yeah, for real, huh? Isn't that crazy? Because I couldn't
Pay to be in
imagine
jail,
someone
that's
trying to
fucking-
charge somebody, especially if they're feeding,
They charge you,
slop
they
and
just charge you
stuff
with
like
crimes.
that. You know what I mean?
Eat that slop one time, man, you see.
Yeah.
charge you, all right, charge you
I don't know if you remember or if you're, when they had professional chefs try to make something good out of that slop, and they actually could not come up with anything
Well, it
good.
says on the
Check it out.
packaging, it says not for human consumption.
Yeah.
The actual food.
Unless served
when
within
it's-
2 hours.
When it's brought to the kitchen where they prepare the food, the packaging says not meant for human consumption.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's wild, huh?
So they're pretty much treating it as dog food, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the menu, they show a menu. Every single day, there's a menu that
Online.
they show. It's
Oh, online, like
spaghetti,
it-
tacos.
Yeah.
It tells you that it leads people to believe
Yeah, that's
we're
crazy,
being
man.
fed well. And anyone that has ever been to another state, when they come here, their first thing they say is you don't get 3 meals a day. So no, you get the same meals twice a day, every day. Same thing every day.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't believe that, that they do that. And, they blatantly lie about the food that they do have. And to me, that's crazy. It's like they'll lie about anything.
Yeah, I lost
They
like
do.
15, 20 pounds in 3 months.
He did. He came out.
Yeah, you go
No
go
one
in
recognized
thick,
him when
come
he came
in,
out.
come out small.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one recognized him when he came
Really
out.
did.
It's
I can eat
funny.
that.
Yeah, that's awful, man. So how do you feel about now, man, and the new urban camping law? How do you guys feel about that, man? I gotta know.
Man, it's tough. You're scared to fall asleep somewhere. You don't want to wake up to a cop.
Isn't
It's
that
like,
crazy?
The last thing you want to wake up to is Tempe PD.
Yeah.
Not a cool wake up call. So
I heard.
they force a lot of us out to places like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
heard.
they force us into places like this and then push us out.
And harass us.
Yeah, I heard that they wake up people saying like, "Ha, got you now."
Well, at one point they had herded a lot of the homeless people into the river bottom, and then they would release the water in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I heard that too. Isn't that awful?
But
Here they do that. They bulldoze our tent.
yeah, so yeah, the other day
My
they
birthday.
came. The other day they came and told us, hey, just so you know, tomorrow the county's coming to do their street cleaning. So if anything is important to you, take it with you for the day. And I confirmed with the man, so just for the day, he said yes, which to me meant we could come back when they were done. But we didn't know So they came as soon as the sun came up. And the first thing we saw was sheriffs. And
yeah,
for people
that's
like us,
wild.
it's terrifying. You know, so we're rushing, but they said we have time to get our stuff. So we like packed everything out as fast as we could. Because they came 2 weeks ago too, and they did not bulldoze. So I thought we might be safe. We finally like hooked up our little like homeless hut up. You know, we had this big canopy that, and we had our own sectional couch in there. Like we were finally getting hooked up, you know. And when we came back that day, everything was gone. They bulldozed everything.
I'm sorry to hear that. There's a lot of people that are going through that right now. And could you speak on that? How do you feel about them coming and just taking people's stuff and not returning it? You know, is that just?
It's illegal.
It's
I feel
illegal,
like,
isn't it? That's what
our
I
basic
thought.
human rights.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that it's illegal. They don't realize
They're literally stealing.
their constitutional rights, and and they take advantage of that. And I mean, if anybody cared to look into it, which they don't, maybe things would change. But
We all they should at least give us an opportunity to come reclaim our belongings.
Yeah,
instead
they
of-
should give you a paper, like a 5016 or something,
Right,
and
like,
you should be able to
have a week or
come
two or whatever.
and go and get it, you know?
But
And it's sad that they don't do that. They just, they do what they do. And the reason why they do what they do is because what you said first, my man. A lot of people just don't understand what's going
they
on.
take full advantage of that.
And they take
That's what they
full
bank on, yeah.
advantage of that.
Even when you get arrested and they take your property, a lot of times they flatten the tires on bikes.
Oh,
or
yeah.
they take it and we're supposed to get within 30
Take
days. Or put
money.
them in jail for more than 30 days. They take money. They've done that to us.
We've had money go missing.
Oh yeah, they take money, especially if you have anything over like 400 or 500. They're taking that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll claim it's an evidence. But
Yeah,
that's for what?
evidence. Yeah. We'll just.
How about we just don't have
Or
a
how
bank
did
account
you
'cause we
get
can't
it?
bank accounts.
Or if you can't come close to remembering the amount of money it is,
Sorry.
yeah, it's theirs. You could just forget
Right.
about it.
And me, I imagine, I picture the cops, when they're doing all they're like laughing, counting our money, smoking our cigarettes, like how much of our stuff actually makes it to evidence is something
Yeah.
I've always wondered. But when we first came to Tempe, we loved it. It was so nice. It was pretty. It was clean. It was amazing. And then now, and everywhere we went, we had good times. And then now everywhere we live, it's just sad. We lost so many friends. A friend of ours was just shot and killed
Man,
in a
that's
park 2 weeks
awful.
ago.
Yeah, they said 2 people.
Yeah, from
Roach was
got shot in the ass.
Roach got shot in the ass and the neck.
And Primo.
Primo
got
Sorry
shot
to
in
say
the neck.
his
Primo
name.
got shot in his
I didn't
neck
really
and
want to
his
say
head.
his name.
It's okay. It's not his
I
gun.
know it's all over, but I just didn't want to say his name.
We've known Primo for a long time, and
Yeah.
Primo is also from the East Coast, like we are. So we kind of have that same like mentality, like 'cause the East
Yeah.
Coast is a whole different beast than out here, and we go about life differently. We just, we value different things, and mainly. Honesty and loyalty, and people out here don't know shit about that, but
Man, I'm from here, and people do not know nothing about that in Arizona.
selfish isn't even a good enough word to.
Yeah, this
describe
is
people.
horrible.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move. I'm ready to scoot. I'm out of here.
Hey, we'll come with you. Back us up.
Yeah, let's
we
go.
go.
I'm
We're
ready to
going.
go. I just can't take it, bro. I can't take it no more, man. People out here in Arizona, man, are just, man, it's just like they're one-track mind, and it's sad, man, that, there's there's a few that, that are smart and intelligent and, are thinking correctly and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's worth, if 10 people are smart and are thinking and cognate and stuff like that, what about the other 1,000? It's like,
Well, that's
man,
where-
that's just,
well,
man,
no.
I can't do that.
I don't necessarily think that. So you have people like Austin Davis. I don't know if you know.
I know who he is. He's a friend of mine.
He's, been fighting for us for a long time, and he's facing all kinds of criminal charges just for feeding us. And it's like, how can you really? And he's applied for the permit, got denied. I mean, he's just. I don't know. I don't understand why people are That's why they hate us so much. You know, they don't let us in places because we're dirty or this, but then again, they won't let us use their bathrooms to wash our hands, you know, so that we're not dirty.
It's awful.
They want us
That's
to get,
nothing.
They want us to get jobs, but we can't find a place to charge a phone to get a phone
Right.
call.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How do you guys going to take showers to be clean?
It takes
Right.
hours to do the most basic things. That, you know,
Yeah.
have a whole job.
What about you brought a good point up, and that point was in Phoenix you cannot even go to the restroom. I shit you not. You can't. They
need to buy
have
something
an
or whatever,
extra window, not to cut you off, man.
Yeah, no, you're
They
fine.
have an extra window to buy food and actually like buy food and leave like
It's almost as bad as
like a go.
segregation. Like, it's a whole new level of segregation.
Yeah, it's the saddest thing I've seen, and you know, documenting it firsthand
And,
is.
you know, we're polite. And Dave and I like to
Yeah,
think
you guys are
intelligent
so
and
intelligent. I talk to so many people a day, and you guys are one of the ones that, you know, can actually hold a decent conversation. You guys are the ones that can. I mean, you literally didn't even let me start the interview without cleaning the background of your tent here. Now that's called. I don't care what anyone says. That makes me have so much respect for you guys.
It's
And you guys are just you're real smart people, man. And I think that if anybody's gonna make it out of here, it's gonna be you guys, man.
I mean, we've tried. We've gotten off the streets. We've been inside. We've, unfortunately, you know, multiple times. It's just some series of unfortunate, you know, events, you know, always seems to happen. And that's where it comes in. It's like, how come, like, it doesn't matter if we're doing all the right things, you know, shit still fucking always ends up, you know, getting fucked up for us. But we still get back up. That's one thing about me and him is that no matter how much we get beat down, we always manage to get back up, and it gets harder each time, but we wouldn't be us if we didn't keep doing that. However, like, as far as like the whole urban camping, the whole, like, they're trying to make it pretty much illegal to be homeless, like, and it's fighting the government is a very hard thing to do. However,
Hard one.
I'm not opposed to, you know, because they bank on us not knowing the laws, not knowing our rights, and not knowing this. They bank on us not being intelligent. I can't tell you how many times I've been arrested in Tempe where they've not read me my rights. And I told the prosecutor one time, and she said that doesn't matter.
Oh,
Fuck you mean it
excuse
doesn't
you.
matter? What do you mean it doesn't matter? Even in my paperwork it says were rights read? No.
Oh, well, I guess that's
How-
what's going on, huh?
How can you arrest me, put me in jail, send me to county jail without even reading me my rights?
Yeah, that's awful. you
They
know?
say that it's okay because the judge goes over them again in court. Wait, what? That's after you've detained me.
For how many hours now? You know?
Right. A friend of ours, we've seen them with their knee and her back in the middle of the street in the summer with her face in the ground. And she wasn't even resisting. She's a black female. And they were literally, it's a heavy,
not a female.
heavy, well, transgender.
Yeah.
And for a long time, they targeted her. And at that time, this cop had his knee in her back in the middle, with her face on the asphalt in the middle of summer. For no reason. She was not resisting.
I mean, our friend Mad Rocks, they watched him drown in Tempe Town Lake.
They let him drown.
Yeah, that's awful.
And they
And they
made
laughed
jokes.
about
That's
it.
awful.
They made jokes. You know?
And that's
is
on the body
awful.
cam. You can
Yeah.
see-
Talk
hear
about
them
jeans
making
were too
jokes.
tight and his receding hairline and all that shit. You know?
Yeah, that's awful.
Just as a basic human being, forget being a cop, like you just watch him drown.
Yeah.
What kind
He
of person
literally
are
said
you?
to him, I'm not coming in there.
Yeah, this is getting to be too much, and at the end of the day, something needs to be done. And it's people like you guys who speak out, and I want to thank you guys for speaking out. But like always, I don't want to hold you too long. I got this one last question. You know what it is? In 5 years, where do you see yourself both of you guys, where do you see yourselves at in 5 years from now, man?
I couldn't tell you.
Such a hard question because when we
I
first
know
came out
it
here,
is. I know it is.
we first came out here and we never thought we'd be out for more than a year, and now here we are 7 years later.
That's crazy, right?
In the blink of an
We've
eye.
had a house burned down. We've
Jeez,
had
man.
a friend, a place we were staying, get foreclosed on, a place we were renting. I mean,
The day
Yeah.
our house burnt down, our best friend was killed too.
Oh gosh.
it's you never know.
Like
Tomorrow.
You never know, man. Tragedy is
And in
everywhere,
5 years,
man.
we definitely hope to be not so challenged structurally anymore, but definitely not in Arizona. We are
That's
determined
good.
to take care of our legal problems and
Go
get the
home.
fuck out of here and go home and be with our families. And home is New Jersey. It's where both of our families are from.
That's
They're at
awesome.
right now.
And that's what I wanted to hear. I want to thank you so much for doing this interview. You're amazing. It's raining
Thank you.
out here. You got a beautiful animal, that beautiful cat. You got a good husband. You guys make an awesome couple.
Thank you.
You guys are what the standard is, you know. In a bad situation, you're the high standard, you know. And I know that sucks, and I'm sorry for that, truly.
No, I mean,
But you are the high standard in this shitty situation, you know, and you're gonna make it out. I know you are. I just know it. You know, this is a pit stop for you guys, man, and I can't wait till I see you guys one day and say, "You motherfuckers!" I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Just like today,
Right.
I was like, "God damn you!" You know, and it's gonna be awesome, man. And I know you're gonna be doing good. Maybe have kids, whatever it is you choose to do. But you guys are awesome, and I just want to thank you so much for
Thank you.
helping me and for helping yourself and just always, you know, not thinking negative about
Right,
these
in a good
interviews
way.
that I do. Thank you
Of
so
course,
much.
yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
You
you.
know, man. God bless y'all, man. You have a good time, man. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.